Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your June general and love reading. So in your reading, let's see, I'm doing this reading on the 3rd of June. I'm a little behind schedule, I apologize, and you're the last one. I was going to do your reading a couple days ago, and I shuffled the cards. I got up, walked away, and I came back like the next day to do the reading, and I had completely forgotten who I had shuffled the cards for. So I wasn't able to do the reading, and I just scratched it and did another sign, and here I am now coming back to do yours. So we enter the month with Mercury retrograde coming to an end finally. Though, do keep in mind, when Mercury retrograde ends, it has what they call, I think it's called a shadow period, where it takes a good 10 days, they say. So about the 12th through the 14th, we'll be able to feel it more predominantly then. But so there is like that time period in there of it getting itself straightened back out. So you still may feel, the shifts or the change in energy. You should definitely feel the ending of it at least by the 14th of June. And then, the first half of the month may still be a little wonky compared to the last half. June is the 6th month, so it is the number 6, which speaks about balance. I've noticed that some people get freaked out when they see the number sequence 666. I don't freak out as bad. Once I became interested in numbers and what they meant and started looking into them, I came across that number sequence, and then it gave me more understanding about it. It speaks of, we see that number sequence, they say, right before we're headed into a negative state of mind. So if you see that number sequence 666, then that number sequence is telling you, bring your thoughts, your actions, your words, your intentions back into balance. That you're starting to spiral into either a dark or a negative state. So to watch your thoughts and your words and your actions, your intentions. Make sure you have them coming from a better place of, middle of the road, some balance, so that you can keep yourself from falling into a pit of depression or darkness. So just know that the first half of the month may be a little different than the second half, which is, there's not anything per se. You may feel like you're a little bit in the twilight zone. That's kind of like how I like to word it. Feeling like you're in the twilight zone the first half. Still not a time for action or signing contracts or really doing anything. So try to wait until after the 14th of June before you start taking action and really doing stuff. Signing contracts, making things concrete, set in stone, that sort of thing. I'm going to pull 10 cards from my favorite tarot deck, the Greer Tarot, to get a Celtic Cross spread reading for you for the energies for the month. And then I'm going to pull a 1-card message from the Soul's Journey, the Flower Therapy, the Indigo Angel, and then the Angel Answers deck. So if you have a question that you would like answered, then think about your question and formulate it, and then we'll answer it at the end of the reading. So let's see. Lord, a lot of cards in reverse here. All right. So there is quite a few men in this reading. All right. So if you're a female watching this, this is going to be predominantly about a male that you are dealing with. And if you are a male watching this, then this is going to be about you. So, someone here, now, this is either the masculine that you're dealing with, or you the masculine. Keep in mind, too, that this could also be your father. This could also be your boss, okay? This is an older gentleman here at the center of this reading. He is the Emperor. So, in this card, with the way it is seated, he's looking to the past. So, this Emperor, he's very, in control, has established. There is an authority figure about him. So, this masculine here is going to be at the forefront of this reading. This reading is about him, basically. So he is looking, he could very well be looking and thinking about his goals, what he was planning to do in the past. Now, there's also Lord, all these court cards. Those are the ones that, I'm not going to say I struggle with the court cards, but those are the ones that I don't like really working with. Anyways, alright. Because it's just people. But instead, I'm just going to have to look at it as energy. I'll try to decipher this the best way I can. So this Emperor here, he is really challenged by despair, lack of hope. He's got a creative block. He might be too focused on the negative. I mean, thankfully he's upright, but his challenge is the despair, the lack of hope, having a block some way, shape, or form in his creative endeavors. He's focused on the negative. He is looking at the past here. So there's something in the past that looks like didn't turn out very well for him. It may not have gone to his liking per se. There's complacency, there's stubbornness, laziness, obsession, and pessimism about something in the past. Now, this also too is like the slowest knight in the deck. So, he could have lost out on something just because he was taking too much time and being slow. Being too slow, which is what's caused this. Now, here he is though. We have in the base of this reading the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, which is like financial disputes, a loss, family feud, restriction, separation. It could also be a breakup. So there's something in that connotation around his home that he is being challenged with. Now, the beginning of the month, he may be looking at these losses and he may be saddened or disheartened about them. Now, the middle of the month, we're going to have, so this is like the beginning of the month, this Knight of Pentacles. This is like his, something he didn't act on is bothering him. So, the middle of the month, he could, he could be feeling a sense of heartbreak. Because more, like, he's more so looking here into the things that didn't come into fruition. Like, either from the month of May, April or May. Goals he had set in that month, those months, they didn't pan out for him the way I think he had planned or he thought they were going to. So by the middle of the month, that's going to leave him feeling heartbroken, like love isn't working out for him. Something, he may feel like something from the past deceived him. And it could very well have to do with a feminine in his life, because we've got the feminine here. Now this feminine over here, this is the Queen of Swords. So she is like a completely different entity in her own right. The Queen of Swords, she's supportive, she's empathetic, she's protective, she's encouraging, she's independent. Like, but you also too have to come at her straight, you know, because if not, then she'll tell you. She's got that sword in her hand. She's like, she is the queen that's like, off with your head, you know. So I'm not going to say that she's going to be ready to stab you or anything like that, but this emperor, when he's ready to talk and or communicate with her, he will have to come with her with his shit together, basically. And it looks as though his shit is not together. So he may have had a falling out, this emperor may have had a falling out or a breakup with this feminine. He's lost hope about the situation with her. So I don't know, you know, it's, if you are the masculine Sagittarius watching this, then something for you in the past did not pan out how you thought it was going to. Now, please keep in mind that Mercury retrograde wreaks havoc on relationships. Especially, and I'm not saying this applies to you, so please don't take it, you know, in the worst connotation or the worst way I'm trying to implement this. Because I don't know if that's the case here for you or not, because this is a collective reading. So this may pertain to like some of you, and then it may not pertain to some of you. But so, you know, when we go through life, we encounter soulmates. Now, some of these soulmates can be like karmic relationships. They're there to teach us a lesson. Once you've learned the lesson, it's meant for you to go your separate ways. And then there are some soulmates that we stay with for a long period of time, and then the relationship ends, and we leave that relationship to then move on to where we might then, you know, you might have been with this soulmate for like 15 years. And it's like you break up and you go your separate ways, and then you meet someone else and you're like, oh my God, this is like my life partner right here. You know, so it's like, you know, then you meet your life partner who you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with. So I don't know necessarily how the three of those scenarios that I just said work out in this relationship or this dynamic for you. But there is some type of breakup or coming undone like that here in this scenario. I'm hearing thumping music from someone's car, but yet I don't see a car. So if you can hear it, my dogs have started barking at it. I don't know where it's coming from, but it is definitely, oh, I see where it's coming from. So you may hear this here in a minute, because now it's going to come down the road. Like they are jamming out. Okay, there they go finally. All right. So this masculine. Now, the thing with Mercury retrograde, for people that are like in karmic relationships, it can a Mercury retrograde can really wreak havoc on you, your partner, and your relationship. It really can. Okay, especially when there are karmic lessons that are needing to be learned and yet they're not. Like, if, let's say, like, you've got two people in a karmic relationship that are like, one of them or two of them is toxic, and they're like blind to the fact that you know, they need to separate and stay away from each other and leave each other alone, but it's like they refuse to let go, and they refuse to let go of it because they feed off of the negativity or the toxicity. A Mercury retrograde will come in and really change shit up and open the people's eyes to see where they once couldn't see. And then, like soulmate relationships, the Mercury retrograde will even affect those relationships in a different way. To where maybe it's like, you know, we've been together for how long? We've changed. Like, I want to do this, you want to do that. Like, this isn't things that we can do together. So it's like, okay, well, should we stay together then? Because I want to do this, you want to do that. So things have changed. Well, maybe now it's, you know, we've come this far, and maybe now it's time for us to go in two different directions. So it could be, you know, a soulmate dynamic like that. And if that's the case, then there is some form of a breakup or an ending here with a relationship. I will say that. I mean, it's clear, it's in the foundation here, in the bottom, in the base of this reading. There's something that has to do with the home front, and this masculine energy is coming undone. He definitely has lost hope. Something to do with the past, especially if, like, he really invested himself into going after something, and it's like it didn't pan out for him. So if you're a masculine watching this, things that you may have gone after in the past that didn't pan out, you know, God's rejection is, rejection is, you know, they say rejection is God's protection. Why, I heard a female, I think on Instagram. I can't remember her name, but she has an Instagram and a YouTube channel, and she does card readings, and she's really good. I enjoy listening to her, but she once said that she didn't really agree with that. She changed it to better fit like her, and I like how she changed it. So she says, you know, rejection is God's redirection, which, you know, Mercury retrograde, it's all about words that you can put a re in front of. So this masculine energy here could very well be looking at the past and what didn't go right, what goals were not, where he may have invested his time to go after certain goals. Because, you know, this card right here, this is the slowest knight of the deck. So, I mean, this masculine could be focused and thinking about, man, I spent 4 years trying to accomplish that, and look at where it has gotten me. I haven't gotten the fulfillment or the fruition or the satisfaction from this that I thought I was going to get, and I wasted 4 years trying to go after this. There could be that. So maybe now this Emperor is really taking stock of things that didn't work out in the past, things that, you know, didn't come to fruition. And he could be now trying to see where his rejection is now redirecting him into something different. So it may be the end of the month before this redirection really shows itself. So if you're a feminine dealing with this masculine, then just know that, you know, if he seems like he's like he's with you, but he's like thinking about something else, or his attention's not on you. Like if he's dwelling, or if he's what they call brooding and being grumpy, it's because he's like hashing out the past and what didn't work out. He may now be seeing where things that he did in the past have affected his home life. There's some type of loss, something that was, he may have wanted something that was really like heartfelt, and he thought was from like heaven sent or from the stars, or like something he wished for, and it didn't come through. So it's like, how can he heal and bounce back from that? And that could be his issue for this month. Now, the end of the month, though, now you got to keep in mind, okay, this Emperor here is going to be hashing this out in the month of June. So, know that he hasn't already gone through this. This is what he's going to be going through the whole month, okay? Like, he's looking back on, at the beginning of the month, on the things that didn't work out of the past. All of this stuff is based around something that turned upside down in his home life, or his home, his business, his whatever brings him security and stability, whether that's a marriage or a relationship or his home front. It's affected by that for sure. Like, it looks like it turned his world upside down, so to speak. So at the beginning of the month, he may be looking on these things that went wrong. In the middle of the month, he may be more in his feelings about what went wrong. He may be seeing at the beginning of June what went wrong, but then over here by the middle of the month, he's got to process the emotions of where this shit went wrong. So, and if you're a female, and if you're watching this and you're a feminine, and this is, if you're, whatever masculine you're dealing with, this is what he's going through, okay? He may have had a breakup or a loss with you, the feminine, so he's looking back on the past, what he didn't do right, where he fucked up, and then he's going to be processing his emotions. Now, I don't know exactly what he's going to be coming over here trying to communicate with you about, but at the end of the month, he is definitely in your face, because your face front here. He is definitely coming to you, and this is a sword of communication, so he's coming to you to talk about something. And I would say it has to do with a relationship dynamic between the two of you. Now, you would definitely have to let me know how this pans out for you, okay? And I apologize that it's kind of taken me so long to get this message across, because I get tripped up when there are so many court cards. That's one place I stumble when I do readings, is like way too many court cards. And anyways, here they are. So, you, the viewer, just know that there is something you need to stand your ground on. There's a lot of yellow here, and it's very sunny. Thankfully, all this yellow is saying that brighter days, illumination, it is going to be at the forefront this month, okay? There's not a whole lot of blue and gloom here, just a little bit. But the viewer, you need to stand up for what you believe in. You need to stand up for yourself. If someone tries to come at you, I'm not going to tell you to knock them in the head or anything. But you need to stand up for what you believe in. Be determined, have conviction, and be strong-willed. Because especially if you are, the Emperor, those are usually that's usually an Aries. And they are very high-strung and powerful when they need to be and or want to be. Thankfully, he's in the upright and not the reverse. So, someone's going to be defensive. The viewer, this is you, the viewer. So, you need to protect and stand your ground, especially if you've started new things, because you got all these wands here and they have new growth on them. If you've started new stuff, you need to stick to this new stuff. If this Emperor or masculine you're dealing with comes back in and says, oh, I want to do this and this, and you're like, no, I don't want to do that. I've got this and this going on. You're going to have to and need to stand your ground on that. All right, in the environment, we've got the Six of Cups in reverse. So someone here does not have, and I feel like this is this Emperor, the masculine here does not have good memories of the past. You know, they're thinking on the negative and the bad that happened in the past, and it's almost like they are maybe stuck on it a little bit. So there's something in the past that keeps drawing this person back. But anyways, so this can speak of like maturity, growing up, leaving home, being independent. So you may see that the person you are dealing with decides that they don't want to do this anymore. They want to leave and go on and do their own stuff, that they're bored with whatever is here. There is fears around someone leaving. And there is the breakup. So I would definitely say that by the end of the month, there is going to be a breakup, some shape or form. This is an argument, strained relationships, not seeing eye to eye, and anguish. So this person right here, I don't know what happened in the past between the two of you, but this masculine is really hell-bent and stuck on whatever went wrong in the past. I really hate to deliver messages like that, but I mean, you gotta read what you see. Keep in mind, you're on the opposite end of the table looking at this, so this looks to you like it's upright, but for me in this reading here, it's in the reverse. Okay, so there's fears around someone leaving. Just I would prepare yourself that at the end of the month there is going to be some breakup, shake-up, something. It doesn't look like it's going to be like a bad breakup, shake-up, but there is definitely something ending. This may be something you don't really see coming. There's an offer being extended. Now, the feminine here could be trying to extend an offer, and the masculine's just not taking it. You'll have to let me know how this pans out for you in the comments so I know. Otherwise, it might drive me a little crazy trying to figure this here out. But, you know, it's like there is a delay. There's not going to be a fresh start here. Things are there are some things that are hidden, that are a little bit mysterious. You may not know exactly how this masculine feels or what he's up to. He may be doing things in secret. But there is a breakup here. And then, you know, you may have a conversation with him, or he may have a conversation with you. And then I feel like after this conversation's had, he's going to be taking his stuff and moving on. Lord Jesus. Man, Sagittarius, what have y'all gotten yourselves into? Your soul's journey card, God, is loneliness. Daggone it. I know that I am never alone. So, a feminine watching this, if you were watching this, the feminine here, if you're watching this, I don't know if like this masculine has somewhat, I'm not going to say shunned you, but it's almost like he's pushed you to the side. And he's harping over shit that happened in the past, which has left you feeling lonely. You know how you can be in a relationship with someone, but you're like, you feel lonely all the time? You know, you're not supposed to feel like that in a relationship, and that could be the dynamic that's going on here. And maybe that's the thing that Mercury retrograde has somewhat tried to open your eyes to, is that, you know, you should be front and center with this masculine, but if he's left you where you're feeling lonely and by yourself, like you're not in a relationship, then maybe it's time for you and him to part ways, and you find someone else that's going to be more fulfilling and more involved than him. We have envy, forgiveness, friendship, and denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So, you know, this could very well be one of those either karmic or soulmate things where you've been with this person for so long. They're like, they've been a really good friend for you, but they were in your life for a reason, but maybe not a season. So maybe that season has come to an end, and you both are wanting something different now, and it's like you got to go after what you want and make the best of it. You know, it's like either if you're feminine watching this, you're going to go after the things that I think bring you out of a state of feeling lonely. Or maybe you're going to take some time out to be alone to really figure out what it is that you want for yourself. Alright, so we have uplift your thoughts with Orange Lily. Focus your attention on the many blessings that surround you. By doing so, you'll let go of depression, poor self-esteem, and excess weight. So, uplift your thoughts. We have family harmony, open your arms to receiving, new beginnings, and trust at the bottom of the deck. You can trust the people around you. They are earth angels sent to give you the guidance you seek. Take this as an opportunity to rise from the ashes stronger and more determined. You've prayed for help. Now be open to accepting it. Your loved ones form a strong pillar of support. Embrace their love and put past issues behind you. Your Indigo Angel message is self-reflection. Lord Jesus. See? Alright, so I felt when I said Lord Jesus, like, because that really, that to me, I felt that when I made this comment about the feminine here. If you're male, if you've been in a relationship where you've been in the relationship, but it's like there's not a relationship because this said person over here is not wanting to meet you halfway, so it's like you're in a marriage, but like you're single, then you could be taking the time out to really think about this relationship and either what it's done to you, how can you bounce back from it, or reflecting on the things you want to get rid of so that now that you can be redirected into something different. So at the bottom of the deck, we have physical outlet, you are not alone, health, and release and relax. So, you know, this loneliness, and then we have you're not alone. So, you know, you just need, if you start to feel like you're lonely, you need to start talking to your team, whether that be God or Jesus, your ascended masters, your angels, the universe, because they're there with you always. It may be time to focus upon your health and find a physical outlet that will really help to maybe get some movement going within yourself, whether that's physical movement or the mental movement. It's almost like if you can find something to put your attention to, it will take the attention off of this dynamic here with this masculine. And you need to release something which could be, you know, this situation with this person here that will help you to, I feel like you'll be able to release the negativity and toxicity of it, so, and you'll be able to relax after. All right, so your angel answer, we have improving health. So, you know, that's the second time the health has come up here. I feel like releasing this, whatever, allowing this here to unfold, if it brought you down health-wise, I feel like once it works its way out, your health is going to, I feel like, take a turn for, of course, the better. But you have weight, opportunity, not the right time, and helpful people. So if there is a breakup here with you, just know that people will come around to help you. You will have the opportunities. I would wait, though, because there is the wait here. You may need to wait until the end of the month before you really make these changes. So that is all I have for you at this time. I thank you, Sagittarius, for joining me. If you would like to donate, all the Cash App, PayPal information is in the description box below. If you'd like oracle readings, which would be done with these cards instead of tarot, I do those on my Facebook page. Feel free to follow me over there. If this is where I leave you, Sagittarius, I will see you again here for your July reading in July. Take care. Namaste.